Elsa, the deadly ice queen. Let's start with Elsa from Frozen. On the surface, she seems like a strong, independent woman who learns to accept her powers. But think about what really happens. Elsa has literally deadly powers that she can't control, and her first instinct, run away and abandon her responsibilities. The result? Arendelle gets plunged into eternal winter. But here's where it gets really dark. People are dying from cold and hunger. Crops freeze to death, food supplies run out, and citizens can't heat their homes. Elsa knows this, but stays hidden away in her ice palace, singing about how amazing it is to finally be free. And let's not forget Anna. Elsa nearly kills her sister with an ice shard through the heart. This isn't an accident. It happens during an emotional outburst of pure rage and frustration. The ice shard flies straight at Anna's heart, and only through a last moment of control does Elsa barely miss her sister. What's more terrifying? Someone who intentionally does evil, or someone whose emotions are literally deadly and who could explode at any moment? But if you thought Elsa was problematic, you haven't studied Beast yet. What comes next will seriously make you question everything about romantic fairy tales. Beast, the royal kidnapper. This romantic hero is literally a kidnapper who holds a young woman captive against her will. Belle becomes a prisoner in his castle, and what does Beast do? He gets angry, screams at her, and uses intimidation to control her. This is a classic case of Stockholm Syndrome, where the victim develops feelings for her captor. Beast occasionally shows kindness, which makes Belle think he's actually nice deep down. But don't forget, he literally threatened her father with prison or worse, and forced Belle to take his place in exchange for her father's freedom. This is emotional blackmail of the worst kind. How romantic do you actually find it when love begins with kidnapping and imprisonment? In the real world, we'd call this domestic abuse, not a fairy tale. You might think that the story couldn't get any darker, but we're just getting started because Simba from The Lion King has made decisions that literally led to mass death. Simba, the selfish king. After his father's death, Simba flees from his responsibilities as future king. While he's singing Hakuna Matata and eating insects with Timon and Pumbaa, his kingdom is slowly dying. The Pride Lands dry up, animals starve, and his people suffer under Scar's tyranny. Simba knows all of this when Nala finds him, but he categorically refuses to return. He chooses to consider his trauma and guilt more important than the lives of thousands of animals who should be under his protection. How many cubs died of hunger because their future king was too selfish and cowardly to face his problems and take on his royal responsibilities? What's worse, a villain who intentionally does evil, or a hero who refuses to do good while having the power to save lives? But this story becomes even more shocking when we look at Aladdin. This next revelation will make you question every Disney romance you've ever believed in. Aladdin, the master manipulator. This charming thief is actually a serious manipulator whose entire relationship is based on lies and deception. Aladdin lies to Jasmine from the very first moment. He creates a completely false identity as Prince Ali, uses magic to transform himself, and manipulates a princess into falling in love with him. This isn't romance, this is catfishing on a royal level. Even worse, Aladdin constantly steals. He justifies it by saying he needs to survive, but we also see him steal when it's not necessary. He breaks into palaces, lies to authorities, and uses his charm to deceive people. Jasmine falls for someone who doesn't even exist. Their entire relationship is based on a fundamental lie. How healthy can a relationship be that starts with complete identity fraud? You might think this is the worst it gets, but we're only halfway through because what Ariel does in The Little Mermaid is truly unforgivable. Ariel, the traitorous daughter. Ariel literally betrays her own species for a boy she's spoken to for less than 5 minutes. She makes a deal with the sea witch Ursula, knowing this puts her family and the entire ocean kingdom in danger. And that's exactly what happens. Because of Ariel's obsession with Eric, Ursula gets the chance to steal King Triton's power. The entire ocean realm falls under the control of an evil sea witch. All sea creatures become slaves, and Ariel's father loses everything. All because a 16-year-old girl fell in love with a stranger. Ariel shows zero remorse about the consequences of her actions. She only thinks about herself and her own desires. Is it ever justified to betray your family and kingdom for romance? But if you thought Ariel was selfish, then you need to see Hercules. This next hero will seriously make you question what heroism actually means. Hercules, the narcissistic gladiator. This hero doesn't use his divine powers to help people, but to become famous. Hercules becomes a celebrity gladiator who defeats monsters for fame and worship. He enjoys the attention, the merchandising, and the fans. But when real people are in danger, where is he? He's busy with photo ops and signing autographs. Phil literally has to teach him that real heroism means putting others before yourself. Hercules has the power of a god but uses it for personal branding. How many people died while he was busy with his image? What makes someone a real hero? The power to help or the choice to use that power for others? All of this pales in comparison to what Woody does in Toy Story. What comes next will show you that even children's toys can be psychopathic murderers. Woody, the jealous psychopath. This cowboy toy shows how jealousy can transform someone into a potential killer. When Buzz Lightyear arrives, Woody feels his position as Andy's favorite toy threatened. His reaction? He tries to literally murder Buzz. Woody manipulates the situation so that Buzz falls out the window, knowing this means Buzz will be lost forever. This isn't an accident or moment of weakness. This is a calculated murder attempt out of pure jealousy. Woody is willing to kill another toy to maintain his own position. For a children's movie, this is extraordinarily dark. How far would you go to protect your position against someone who threatens you? And finally, we have Rapunzel from Tangled, who shows that sometimes the most innocent-looking characters are the most violent of all. Rapunzel, the violent vigilante. Rapunzel's go-to solution for every problem, knocking people unconscious with a frying pan. She does this repeatedly without any hesitation. Flynn, the Stabbington brothers, palace guards, everyone gets the pan treatment. This is vigilante justice at its darkest. Rapunzel has zero training in conflict resolution, but uses violence as her first option. She shows no remorse about potentially permanently damaging people. A blow to the head with an iron pan can cause brain damage, but Rapunzel finds it hilarious. When did violence become the acceptable solution to every problem? These Disney heroes reveal an uncomfortable truth. The line between hero and villain is thinner than we thought. Elsa endangers a kingdom through her uncontrollable emotions. Beast kidnaps women and holds them captive. Simba literally lets his people starve to death. Aladdin manipulates through lies and deception. Ariel betrays her family for an obsession. Hercules uses his power purely for ego and fame. Woody attempts murder out of jealousy, and Rapunzel solves everything with extreme violence. Maybe the real lesson here is that nobody is perfect. Even our most beloved Disney heroes have surprisingly dark sides we prefer to ignore. Or maybe we should think more carefully about who we present as role models to children. What do you think? Are these still heroes, or have they lost their title? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. See you next time.